Hello and welcome to BuildingPoint Mid-America. I'm Corey Bell and I'm going to do a short video for you today on maintenance and care and a few tips and tricks on maintaining a Trimble Trimax tripod. So the first thing I want to point out is the feet that are at the bottom of the tripod. This is something that people will often learn over time. These tips round and different things like that, and if they round off, you're not getting good grip in the surface that you're placing these on. So it's a good thing to watch these tips and know that they are replaceable. You don't have to buy a whole new tripod. So first and foremost, let's talk about this tripod. This is kind of our typical tripod that we get back from our rentals. This is also typical of what we see out in the field. Is these get stuck in the dirt, and then at the end of it, people fail to clean them off at the end of this. So a couple of things to do is just take a nice little wire brush the mud and dirt off of these and keep them as clean as possible. Also taking care to brush the thumb turns as well. So while we're here, we might as well care for all of them. So brush those off really good. If you've got one of the tips that needs to be replaced, I find it's easiest to do it set up like this. Set your wrench for the size that you need, and you simply wrench these off. I like it set up this way because then I can hold on to it. This tip happens to be fine. It's barely rounded off, but the one thing that you'll notice is it's kind of a bear for me to get out of this. It's an aluminum piece inside of another cast aluminum piece. So what happens is over time, if you don't take proper care of these will seize up and freeze inside of there. That's when you get tricky and you have to get a torch out and heat things up. Any of you that have ever worked on cars, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But same thing, what you've got going on here is just a chemical reaction that allows those two to seize in together. So a good way to avoid that is stop at any hardware store, any auto parts store, and pick yourself up either some anti-seize lubricant. If you're on a job site and you don't have these, grease from any type of construction equipment on site that you can get, that nice viscous grease like you'd put in ball joints on a car, put that on here and that will at least protect it from rusting and seizing and oxidizing. And that's what happens when these seize. It oxidizes in there together. This stuff is great because you can brush it on, a little applicator here. So brush just a nice liberal amount down here on the bottom. If it's really dirty or muddy first, go ahead and clean it off. But with the anti-seize lubricant applied on the threads themselves, once I've got that done, make sure I close this up nice and tight. Then I can screw this one back down in. I'm not going to use the new one because this one's just fine. You'll notice that it already starts to go in a little bit easier, but now I'm going to go ahead and start wrenching it down. You could use a socket set on this. There's no reason to, other than just getting the ratcheting action of it. But you can also use a crescent wrench like I'm doing right now and just hold it at a bit of an angle and work your way all the way down. And when you get down to the bottom, just a matter of bottoming it out. Before I do bottom it out all the way, now that I've got it in there, I'm going to clean mud off of that little ridge. Go ahead and take a little compressed air, blow that off. Just helps keep it out of the threads, keep it out of our way. And by doing this with the anti-seize, it's going to keep that oxidation that I talked about earlier from happening, and it's going to keep you able to take these off with ease. Because at this point in time, that's what we're trying to do, is make the maintenance part a little bit easier. So there, we've replaced that tip, nice and easy. Next thing I like to do is while I'm here, again, I like to brush off all these trunnion nuts. So what I'm hitting here is I'm going to take a little oil and spray on each of those. I like to put my hand at the back of these just to keep it from spraying all over the floor. And then I catch it in my hand and grab a paper towel and wash that off. And then the other one to grease is down here at the bottom of the tripod. You've got these movement pieces as well. Just look at them, make sure everything's operating fine. You can put a little bit of spray inside there just to keep them moving. And those are all working fine. So now that I've got everything adjusted there, the last thing I like to do is just make sure everything's on it. It's operating the way I want. I loosen these up just a touch. I turn it right side up, and I'm going to loosen one leg at a time. Operate it all the way up and down. Lock that one off, come over to the next one. Set it all the way up and down. If that's too loose for me, I can tighten that up a little bit here as well. If these are too loose, they're not compressing the way I want them to, I can tighten the nut back here as well, just to provide a little more compression on those. And then again, I'm going to take this third one all the way up and all the way down. All that's doing is making sure there's no dust and debris in between these legs, something that's going to bind on that. Everything was working nice and fine there. I like everything up here. This is nice and clean. I make sure everything's good in here. And then the last thing that I do is I put it back up on the bench top. Spread a couple of legs out just a touch. And what I like to do is make sure that the bolt ferrule that's holding our RTS device down that clamps into our tri-rod, I like to make sure that that screw is nice and tight as well, so that's not too wobbly. And once I'm set up, I can collapse everything back down, belt the legs back together, and send that tripod off on its way. Maybe a little bit dirty, maybe a little bit worn and sun faded, but it works just fine. There's no need to replace it as long as it's operational. And if we continue to do maintenance like this, it'll stay operational for years. It's pretty simple to do every now and then. What I recommend is about every month or every time these get exposed to harsh elements, go ahead and clean them up, which we're in construction. It's day-to-day harsh elements. So about once a month, plan on doing a little bit of routine maintenance. Hope that helps. Thank you guys very much and have a wonderful day.